Hello and welcome to episode 6. 6? Is that 6? Yes, 6 of talking about. Is that episode? Is that 6?
7.
That's 7, is it?
6.
6. Hello. Welcome to episode 6 of talking about. This segment, we are speaking to or talking to a guy that we call the creative guy. You know, I don't know why we call him the creative guy. I suppose because he does all things creative. I won't talk about that too much now. I'll just introduce him. Would you please welcome Coebar Abel. Hi, Coebar.
Hello, Joe.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Coebar, this title of yours, creative guy, how did it come about?
I think came about because we didn't know what I was going to do. Yeah. When we were in your office, yeah, it was between creative dude or creative guy.
Yeah.
And we were like, creative dude is a bit jockey. Yeah. So
But actually, creative guy really suits the work that you have been doing since the title was created for you. But let me go back even before that. You studied law, right? Or you did a bit of law.
Yeah.
You dropped out of law.
only 1 year.
Yeah. Why did you drop out of law?
So I did the University of London degree.
Yes.
So I had to pay in pounds.
Pounds.
Yeah. And by the time I finished my first year, our currency rate, it was times 7 to GBP.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I couldn't afford, because I was paying my own cash.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So after you dropped out of university, what did you do?
I was a shut-in for 2 years.
You were what?
Shut-in.
Shut in.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's a term for people who are basically depressed, or they can't get out of the house at all. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you had a mental issue.
Mm-hmm.
And do you still have that mental issue?
It comes and goes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad we're talking about it because a lot of people think that you can't talk about
Yeah.
mental health issues, but it's just like being a diabetic, really. It's a health issue.
Exactly.
But you're in and out of it now.
Yeah. I mean,
More out than in, or?
feeling like I'm almost in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because of the whole MCO and whatnot.
Okay, all right. So after that 2-year period of shut in,
Yeah.
what did you do?
Well, one day I just got up and decided I should run.
Run.
Yeah, I just run.
You mean physically run?
Yeah, physically run.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just I guess after 2 years you just get sick of
Sure.
doing whatever you were doing. And I just got up 7 a.m. I started running every day until I pulled my hamstring.
I see.
Yeah, I lost 10 kg in a month.
Wow.
Just from running. Yeah,
Okay.
and then because of the hamstring, I decided, okay, I got no more money. Let's look for a job. And then I went to Job Street. Then I saw Kuala Lumpur Performing Arts Centre. I'm like, okay, arts. Always wanted to try. And I applied for front of house.
That's right.
Yeah.
Front of house.
I applied for front of house. Yeah.
And you ended up doing what?
Social media.
Right.
Yeah.
I see. And was that a good experience for you?
It was. Yeah. I mean, I figured I could, because I had no prior experience in marketing or whatever. But you and Farida gave the trust, like, because you told me that maybe I'm suited better with social media than front of house. Which I was thankful for because I had my band as well around that time. I just started my band class and then I needed to perform. So if I did front of house, I wouldn't be able to perform as well.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll get to your band later.
Yeah.
But let's talk about your involvement in theatre and performance art. So you did that for how long?
Performance arts?
No, you did for
Social media.
yeah. You were with klpac for how long?
About 9-10 months. Yeah.
That's all, was it?
Yeah.
And then you left,
And then I left, yeah.
right? And then you came back and joined the actor studio.
Yes.
Yeah, because we asked you to come back.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I was still hanging around, trying.
That's right. You were hanging around like a
I
bad
was like,
smell. Yeah.
Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm here. And I think that's when I believe that's when you started to actually come to life. in your work in theatre and in performing arts, because you have now garnered a wonderful reputation of working in a whole lot of different areas of the performing arts. You do music, you do musical direction, you do video shooting. Like this is you.
Yeah.
You're shooting this, right? But you're sitting there. How do you do it? Magic, right? You do video. You edit. I mean, you do so many different things. And does that suit you?
Well, growing up in high school, I realized I was never the best at something. I was always I consider myself the average guy, slightly above average guy compared to everyone else, and I could do everything well. Like any sports I joined, like I could, if you just give me a month doing it, I can do it just as well as anyone else, except for the talented ones.
Right.
Yeah. So I've always considered myself like a jack
of all trades.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So even when I first applied here, when you asked me to do social media, I'm like, okay, I can try. I can just learn.
Because you had no experience in social media before that, right?
Even with video, I've got no experience.
But you've learned.
Yeah.
You picked it up as you've gone along. So how long have you now been the Actor Studios creative guy?
3 years, almost 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm. And do you enjoy it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay. What do you enjoy most? What specific area of work do you enjoy most in that?
For me, I definitely enjoy doing live music for theatre shows. Yeah, especially theatre shows. Yeah.
You've done a lot of that, right?
Yeah, I've done quite
and you've also been musical director for some of those.
Yeah.
Were you musical director for Kandang?
Kandang,
yeah.
Both Kandangs. The second Dato Seri, somewhat. And then I did for In-Out, OCD.
Yes.
And actually, those were the ones I was music director,
Yeah, but you also work very, very much in collaboration for Rashomon.
Yeah, with Karen, yeah.
Yes. And you enjoyed that?
I did. It was definitely a very different experience working under someone.
Right.
Under a music director, other than me, myself, as a
yes.
music. Yeah, because I don't have much experience working with other people as a music director. Yeah.
But which of the... And you should feel free to say that without offending anyone. Which of the productions that you've worked on have you enjoyed most in terms of your musical directorship or your musical involvement?
For me, it would definitely be the first Kandang and also In-Out.
And also?
In-Out.
In-Out.
Yeah.
Why? Can I ask why?
Well, the first Kandang because the show, technically it's not, I've never seen it. The moment Omar asked me to do the music, I never saw any modern instruments in it. Yeah, so I always thought, okay, we got to use traditional or old instruments. But then we didn't use it traditionally. Yeah. So
you used traditional instruments, but you didn't use them in the traditional sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So like kompang, we're supposed to just hold it and then we hit it, but I didn't. I just put two here, and then I played it like how you play a drum set.
I see.
Yeah. And then the sapet, which Andy played, he didn't play it properly. So when my dad came, because my dad's a shower kid, after the show he came, that's not the right way to play sapet. I said, we're animals. Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah.
Okay. Now, as far as that is concerned, when you were doing the music for Kandang, what was the process?
Well, it was a lot of figuring out sounds from different things. Like I tried from bamboos. Like I asked them to cut off a small piece of bamboo so I get this particular sound, and then I went to the props room to find certain props that I can hit, and then maybe came out different sounds. And the best props I got that me and Andy really liked that we got for the first one was a teapot.
Teapot.
Yeah, a very thin aluminium teapot, and it had this really nice ring to it. Yeah, but we couldn't find it for the second one, so it wasn't.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see. And you specifically said the Kandang, the first Kandang, What was the difference between the first one and the second one, in your opinion?
Well, the first one, there's a lot of discovering.
Mhm.
So there was really
okay.
a lot of joy there. Yeah, discovering. And then it was my first time working with Andy. So actually, it was the first time I worked as a music director. So there's that whole pride in it. Yeah, that I did very well as well. Yeah.
And how much did Omar interfere in your work?
Well, surprisingly, he gave me a lot of freedom. Yeah,
Right,
a lot of
right.
leeway to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
But the only one who was actually a lot of interfering was Ching.
Lead Ching.
Yeah, because she was like, no, I need it here, I need it. Then I'm like, okay, Ching, we'll try. Yeah.
Because why was she? Oh, she was doing the movement.
Yeah, she was the movement director. So
Right.
a lot of the music and the movement was intended with each other.
I see. Okay. You have also appeared on stage as a musician and also as a performer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You also are you an award-winning actor?
Best supporting actor.
Yeah.
Short and
For
sweet.
Short and Sweet, right?
2017.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that experience?
I did. At first, I hated it because I didn't like the script. It was written by Sube, so I thought. Then I read my character was a Malay.
Yeah.
I thought this is not right. Like whatever was written about this Malay guy wasn't right, so I hated it. But then after a while, I was just like, no, it's comedy, so it's a over the top version of a Malay person.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do that.
And you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Obviously, the audience enjoyed it, and obviously the judges enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you walked away with that award.
Mm.
If you had your others, would you rather be an actor or a musical performer or what?
Tough to say. I like doing a lot of things. I've always so I never just like doing one thing.
Right.
Yeah. So even as much as I could, I would try to incorporate a few things at once. Okay. So I don't think there's like one thing I just want to do. Yeah.
Right. One thing that's very close to your heart is your music, of course.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
And your band, Glass.
Mm.
Yeah. How long has that been going?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years now.
And how did it start? How did you start?
Well, I previously had a pop band. It didn't work out because the vocalist and my guitarist got together, and then it started becoming a whole drama because they wouldn't listen to my opinion. Yeah, so we broke up, and then the drummer, me, and the bassist, we went on to do another band with the drummer's brother as the lead guitarist. So that's how we started. Yeah.
Right. And Glass, you mentioned that your first band was a pop band.
Yeah.
Glass is not a pop
No.
band, is it? What is it?
We're a post-rock band.
Post-rock.
Yeah.
For the uninitiated like myself, can you please tell me what a post-rock band is?
So basically, like
obviously after rock.
Yeah. So when the first rock movement came about,
Yes.
After a while, there's a structure, right? There's always like an intro, then the verse, chorus, bridge, then back to chorus or outro. Yeah. But post-rock, it isn't. Post-rock, in a sense, the composition is it follows classical. There's an influence of classical and jazz in it.
Right.
Yeah. So there's no structure to it most of the time.
Right.
Yeah. And everything else is just even vocals are just used as an instrument. Yeah.
And your band Glass, you perform all your own material?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. And who's responsible for the writing of that material?
It's a collaboration. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we usually get whoever has an idea, we present it, and then we try to complete it together.
Right. And how many members in the band?
4 of us, including me.
4. So what's the instrumentation?
There's 2 guitars, 1 bass, and 1 drums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your basic rock band.
And you're also the lead vocalist?
Yeah.
And the rhythm guitarist?
Yeah.
Right, okay. And would you say that your involvement in Glass is more important to you than your involvement in theatre?
It's hard to say because before, when I joined klpac, we were not exactly a post-rock band. We were still figuring out what we want.
Mm-hmm.
But I think from joining the actor studio, it really helped me see what I wanted to do. Where there's always this like background music, which is what I did for theatre, and it translated to the band as well. And then there's some songs that I use for the band that I use for theatre. So I feel like it's both sides really help me improve. Yeah. So both sides still very important.
All right. But let me ask you this question. You said earlier on that when I asked you the question about the process, I think it always inspires me to hear people talk about the process of their work and how they work and the results of that work. When I talk about the process in terms of theatre, it's obviously a very long process, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, rehearsals can sometimes take 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks.
Yeah.
When you start in a theatre production and you are responsible for the music, do you sit in on those rehearsals and follow the flow of the rehearsals?
Usually that's what I do. Yeah. So I try to build up the music as the rehearsal goes along. Yeah. I mean, a lot of some people actually prefer if I come up with the music first,
right,
and then I present it when the rehearsal starts. But usually I try to build it up along with the rehearsal. So whatever I feel during that scene then comes up properly as well. Okay. Yeah, it may not be the best workflow, but that's what I've been doing. Yeah.
But as a director, I believe that I like my actors to work with a particular aim in mind, but not come in with a fixed idea of what their performance is going to be like, so that I like them to grow throughout the rehearsal process. Yeah. Is your music like that as well?
Yeah, actually it is. Yeah,
it is.
So I always come up with during if you work on a certain scene, then when the music comes, when they're working on the scene, and then I'm just fiddling around with tunes and whatnot, and if it fits, towards the end also, the initial tune also grows into a full piece. Yeah, right.
You have become, over the last couple of years, quite a hot property, actually, in the theatre business in terms of your creative input, particularly in terms of the music that you not only create but also play. Does that surprise you that you have garnered this rather enviable reputation? Are you surprised?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Not really.
Excuse me.
No, because I feel like I've been working with a lot of great people. I work with you, I work with Omar, I work with Ching. So people who are very talented. So, and I feel like I'm a very good observer as well. Mm-hmm. So I've learned a lot of things, and I've learned to incorporate certain different styles into how I work. Okay. And I feel like, and even between all of you, there's so many different styles. So I know how to what do you say?
Adapt?
Adapt, yeah, to different directors and whatnot. Yeah. Right. So I feel I'm blessed to just be working with other people. So that's why I'm not really surprised as well. Okay.
Now, how do you find working, as you say, the directors that you've worked with here that I'm aware of are Jit, Li Ching, Omar, and myself. And we are all quite different in our approach, except maybe Omar and I are a bit more aligned than maybe Ching and Jit, because they are more freestyle and collaborative, whereas I'm more a traditional director. I think to some degree maybe Omar is as well. How do you find jumping from one style of director to the other style of director?
It's a bit tough, yeah. But it also depends on how close the productions are together. Like there was once I did Losertown and OCD, and the rehearsals and the show clash. Right. The show of Losertown clash with OCD rehearsals.
Sorry, Losertown and
OCD.
OCD, yes.
Yeah. So
both wonderful productions.
Yeah, and then it was And plus,
But were you responsible for the music for both those productions?
Losertown, it was
Collaborative,
yeah.
but OCD was yours.
Yeah,
Right.
mine and Ian's, yeah. It was, how to say, it was very... Because at first I thought there'll be similar style, Jin and Ching.
Yes.
And then, but they're not. They're so different as well. So, because I thought, okay, physical theatre or device theatre, similar style, but no, two of them very different. So but I'm lucky that Losertown wasn't under me. It was a collaborative work, so there wasn't a lot of stress. Yeah, but
Losertown was, to me, was almost like a mini rock concert.
It is.
Yeah. It was quite a fascinating piece of work. But I thought OCD. I mean, I could relate to OCD very well because I'm borderline OCD myself. And there were certain sequences in that where I thought, wow, it's just too close to home. Are you affected by the subject matter of a play when you're working on it?
Depends on the subject. Yeah, not all. The one I was affected by was definitely Riwayat.
Riwayat?
Yeah, one of Penang. Because it started out because of a guy who jumped off the Penang Bridge. That's what the whole premise.
That was Jit's production,
right?
right?
Yeah, Jit's production. Yeah. So that one was heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you miss being on the road with your band?
Yes and no. Because like half of us are fun to travel with, the other half not so.
Right.
Yeah.
What if you had a wish and it would be made true by someone waving a magic wand, what would you do? What's your best wish in the world in terms of your work?
I've always wanted everyone to hear my music. Yeah. Because I don't want people to see me. I just want them to listen
I see.
to what I have to say in however I present.
But all the girls like to see you.
No, not really.
Yeah, they do. Except maybe one or two musical directors, yeah. Yeah. So it's the knowledge that people have heard your music and are listening to your music.
Yeah.
Yeah? Now, is it important to you that they like that music, or do you write the music for yourself or for an audience?
Mostly it's always for... I don't really write for an audience, and most of the time I don't write for myself as well. It's always for that imaginary third person in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, that maybe I could have become that person. I could have been worse off or whatnot. Yeah, it's usually not a happy song. Yeah,
Okay.
It's usually a song without any resolve in it as well. Yeah.
All right. So do you regret at all giving up law and coming into the world of performing arts?
No, I feel like ultimately my passion has always been. It started off with poetry, music, because my mom was a artist manager as well. It has always been arts in general. Yeah, but law was always just because I wanted to join Interpol. That was my objective.
Interpol.
Yeah.
Well, you wanted to be James Bond or something, did you?
Somewhere.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. No, I forgot to mention one thing that you also do, which is the poetry sessions that we have here.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Malam Sayu.
Malam Sayu.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that come about?
So I started out, before I did music, I wrote poems in Form 1, thanks to the English class.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there I started writing lyrics, which became music.
Right.
So I wanted to give back to poetry. Yeah. And I knew a few people that were doing poetry, singing, yeah. And I told them, let's try to do this particular... And also because I hated the poetry scene here.
Yeah.
Because everything was just... You have either a phone or an iPad or a book, and then there's a mic and you're with a stand, and you're always just there reading.
Right.
And it's just so boring.
Yeah.
So I wanted something that wasn't restrictive at all. So that's how Malam Sayu came about.
You made poetry into a performance, huh?
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Which is great. Okay, I think we're going to have to leave it there because Omar, your 2IC, is giving me the wind up. Right? I can see him from the corner of my eye. But thank you very much for sharing all that with us. Is there anything else you want to say about what you do?
No, not really. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was Coebar Abel speaking to us about being the creative guy at the Actor Studio and everything that he's done and hopefully will do in the future. That was episode 6. Next week will be episode 7. So stay tuned. Thank you.